this in my storage locker, but it expired a year ago, more than a year ago. Guess what we're gonna do? I can't use it safely on the trail, but I can use it for practice. And while I'm at it, I can show you how to use it properly. Before we start playing with the bear spray, I want to make sure that I'm protected because I've had a taste of what this is like. I got some blowback once and it burns. So I'm looking for masks and goggles at the very, very minimum in order to play with this safely. Oh no, I think I see a bear. Oh, definitely, I see a bear. Well, it looks like he's seen us too. He's sniffing the air. He's standing on his back legs. Oh no. Oh, he looks vicious. Oh, he looks really angry. Okay, when do you deploy your bear spray? Not when you see the bear. You really got to give it a chance to run away, which in most cases a bear will. They usually hear you before you see them. So I've laid out a tape measure, albeit not that straight, but it's 29 foot, which is about 8 meters. And you want to start spraying to create a cloud at 30 feet away, so that as the bear is coming closer to you at about the 15-foot mark, they're going to reach this cloud and they're going to really get their faces into it. I don't know, it's a little bit windy, so we'll see. I might not deploy it today. So when you are ready to deploy your bear spray, you should have it in a hip holster or across your chest, somewhere that's within easy reach. And I got a couple of deer watching me. This is cool. Hang on. You see them there? They're just hanging around. Okay, so thanks for the little intermission, dear. They're still over there. Anyway, so you're gonna wanna make sure that you have your bear spray on you at all times. That doesn't mean in a backpack or like totally strapped in somewhere. If you see the bear, the first thing you wanna do is release the bear spray from its holster. I have a holster like this that has a belt loop, or you can put it on a carabiner and carry it maybe on a shoulder strap or something like that. But it's got to be somewhere that's really easy to reach. So we're not deploying this one today because this one is not expired, whereas this one is. This one expired in February 21, so a little over a year. So you have your bear spray out. So you're going to put your finger into the hole and you're going to use your thumb to pull back on the cap and then just drop it. The other one that I have, the cap has an attachment, but if you're going to be deploying this, don't worry about this. Okay, so you put your fingers in the hole, use your thumb and pull straight back. Then you're ready to go. Now I would suggest that you use 2 hands, one to hold it straight. I know if I saw a bear and it was coming at me, I'd be shaking. So I'd want to hold it as steady as possible. Make sure you're not holding it the right way. So once you put your finger in there and you take off the cap, do not take your fingers out and accidentally put it this way. You want to keep your fingers in there. This is your trigger. This orange thing is just a trigger protector so it doesn't go off accidentally somewhere. Okay, so let's give it a try. You see the bear charging at you? So you're going to flip it off, let it drop, hold, and spray. It's quite powerful. And this is 8 ounces, or I think it's 225 grams. It's good for 7 seconds of spray. That's all it's good for. It's not meant to put the bear down or anything like that. The hope is that you're going to create a cloud, so you're going to spray a bunch of sprays like that, and you're going to create a cloud that the bear comes into at about the 15-foot mark. This tape measure that I've got laid out is 29 feet, and it's not completely out. So let's say we're at 28.5. If you follow it up, and right at the end, that little black thing, that's my bear. So he's approximately that distance away from me. So again, I'm going to flip it off, and I'm going to say, whoa bear, stop bear, bear, anything you that comes to your mind, scream it, and then spray. And you're going to do that a couple of times because you want to create a mist. See how it clouds? Now it's clouding at about that tree, which is approximately the halfway mark. So by the time the bear gets there, he's running into the majority of the spray. It's pretty powerful. Kicks your hand back a bit. See? You can't really see it, but it is hanging in the air. And I'm not walking over there right now. So the intent with bear spray is not to kill the animal. You cannot kill the animal with bear spray, but it is a deterrent. If the bear still continues to run through, just let go. Just like you spray that until there's nothing left. Hopefully the bear will then start feeling the effects of the burning nose, the throat, the eyes, and inside the ears as well. It'll stop then. That gives you enough time to get the hell out of there. Now, it has been suggested that if you're on a hike and you're going a fair distance from your car, I'm not going to say miles or kilometers because you would have to be the judge, but if it's a fair hike in the bush where bears are known to be, and we're talking specifically black bears here, I would suggest carrying 2 of them. If you're far out in the bush and you have to use one to get rid of a bear, on your way back to your vehicle, you may very well run into another one. You're defenseless if you've only got the one. It's a good idea to have 2. If you've exhausted one, then definitely go and replace it immediately. If it's been expired, I will look up what to do with the expired canister, but right now I'm having fun with it. I just want to show you something that I noticed. Okay, so I've moved our buddy bear up about the halfway mark, but I've noticed that, see how shiny these leaves are? That is the spray, because they should look dull like that. This one got it halfway. Those back leaves don't have that much of it. And it's over this whole area here. Now there's nothing on this side because the wind is blowing that way. These leaves got it a bit. That one got it. Let's see what happens to our bear when we spray. I've left the measuring tape. That's where he was originally, and that's where I was standing. I'm on a bit of a hill here too. Our buddy is not far away. Whoa, bear. Now our angry bear is now covered in pepper spray. He's not a very happy bear, but chances are he'll turn and hightail it somewhere else, bang into a few trees on his way. But it's going to confuse him enough that you can get away, and hopefully you don't have the majority of the trail to go forward on. You certainly don't want to be going the same way that the bear took off. A little bit of bear spray in the air got in my throat. So assuming you are walking this way towards the parking lot, then as long as the bear doesn't take off back that way. So assuming that he took off left or right, it's fairly safe to go back that way. I thought I was far enough away. I got a little bit in my throat. I took some water, so I'll be okay. That'll help a bit. Not much, but a bit. I figured after the first couple of shots, it would dissipate quickly. But the breeze died down completely. There's nothing. So just sort of hanging in the air right now. And our poor bear friend, he's stuck right in the middle of it. Now I did bring some gloves to pick him up, and I'm putting him in a garbage bag, and I'll be wiping my tape measure off. Let me go over here out of the spray zone. So I want you to see how much got on the tape measure. That's a wet cloth, and then I use that to dry the tape measure before putting it back into the case. That's quite a bit. Yeah, I'm about 5'6", and I was holding it straight out, so let's say 4 feet. From 4 feet up in the air, that's how much was on the tape measure. So you can imagine how much is on the bear. And I was standing 15 feet away, and I still got a little bit down my throat. Now it was very, very minor compared to what I've experienced in the past, but it was still enough to remind me that this stuff is really not stuff to play with. And if you sprayed somebody directly in the face, they'd have to go to the hospital and get flushed out and everything. So I made sure that I had lots of water, and I've been drinking that. I've got the bear spray. That's good. I'm not using that unless I actually do see a bear. And I've got the bear spray. I think there might be one more spray left in it. That's the empty canister that we just used. I made sure that I had plenty of paper towel. I've got a pair of vinyl gloves. I could not find my safety glasses, but I didn't need them breakage wise, and I thought if necessary I just wore my sunglasses. I didn't bother. I don't know how much our bear friend has on him, but I don't want to sniff him to find out. I'm just wiping my face just in case there's any residue. I don't want to spread it all over. It's a bit of an oily substance. I guess it's what they use to carry the spray at just the right weight in the air. It's pretty powerful stuff. The spray itself, that is. The canister has a little bit of a kickback, so it's kind of unexpected. Oh, I can feel it. Wee bit of a burn right here on my lips. Yeah, so Mr. Bear is in a plastic bag, ready to go to the laundry, because I think I'd like to keep him. He's a cute bear, and he was very helpful, so I don't see any reason to get rid of him once he's washed and properly dried. I just want to make sure that I don't have any of the residue on my skin. Oh, that also helps. It's really hot and stuffy today. Even though it expired over a year and a half ago, I could have still used this. However, because it's expired, that means that the contents either won't spray as far or as expected. It could fail on you, or the spray itself could have separated from the aerosol part. This spray may not be as effective. It may have lost its power, although I can feel it burning on my lip, and I did feel it tickling in the back of my throat a little bit. You really can't get away perfectly clean if you're spraying a bear. Just pray to God that you're not spraying into the wind, because it's all going to come back on your face, and then you'll be in really big trouble. So on a really windy day, unless the bear is downwind and you're spraying with the wind, it's kind of a useless thing to have. But the first thing that you want to do is you want to scare the bear away. You don't want to surprise them. Certainly when you are coming around a corner is usually when people surprise bears, or they're walking on a path through a field where there's lots of berries and high bushes and things like that. They don't see the bear. So the best thing to be doing is to be making a lot of noise, talking, singing, whistling, letting the animals know that you are there in the area. And 9 times out of 10, a bear will hear you long before you even get a whiff of it, and you won't see it. These can be used on coyotes, any animal that's coming after you. Now, it is illegal in Canada to purchase this with the intent of using it on a human being. You can and will be charged. It is illegal to use it on another human being. You can and will be charged. It is illegal to bring it across the border going either way, from the States to Canada, from Canada to the States. You cannot bring bear spray in or out of the country. They will confiscate it at the border. It's a highly regulated thing because it's really nasty. If you're going into the States, do like I did, use it, practice with it so that you know how it feels, because you only get about 7 to 10 blasts out of this thing before it's completely dissipated. Now, I didn't count, but when I go to edit, I'll do a count, and I know there's about one spray for sure left in here, and I'm not going to spray it. I've had enough. Playing with it was fun, but it's nasty stuff. So I also want to do a disclaimer. I am by no means an expert. I've had some training. We were issued bear spray in one job that I had, and I carried bear spray with me for 4 years. No, 3 years. 3 of the 4 years, because 1 year I was down south where there's no bears. While I was up in the north, I carried bear spray, and I made sure that I had it when I went to do locates in the hydro cuts or forests. That I made a lot of noise going through the bush. I shuffled my feet so that the leaves and twigs and everything made noise, rustling noise. My equipment was beeping, and every now and then I would call out, "Hey bear," or I'd sing a song or whatever, because there was nobody around, there was nobody to help me. So I had to rely on myself. The one time that I was in town, on the outskirts of town, a lady came and said, "There was a bear here this morning. He pooped on my front lawn, and I don't think you should be going into the bush there because he might still be there." And I said, "Well, chances are he's gone." However, the policy at work was, if you suspect that a bear is around, or you've seen one, you immediately call for backup. I called the boss. He sent somebody over to be my spotter. I quickly showed the spotter how to operate this, gave it one blast just to show him, and unfortunately we were standing downwind in a breeze, so him and I both got a face full of it. It was not nice. It was kind of nasty. We were lucky because it just sort of gave us the edge of the clouds, so we were quite fortunate. But I had to quickly show him how to do this. He just basically stood there with the canister at the ready and waited for a bear and watched for movement in the trees other than myself, because I had to go into some heavy bush to hook up. It was a little nerve-wracking because the trees were or the bush was all taller than me and very thick. You could not run out of the bush, although a bear would be able to run through it. I'd be pretty hard pressed to get out of there if there was a bear. And at that point, because of the foliage and everything, the bear spray probably would have just hit the first couple of leaves and kicked back into my helper. But it was kind of nice knowing that he was keeping an eye out for me and watching for movement in the bush and stuff like that. I'd like to see you do more research on bear awareness. There's some really, really good YouTube videos out there by professionals. I was given a little bit of training through my job, and that's about it. I've never actually used it. I know myself that I would be shaking like a leaf if there was a bear charging at me. My heart would start pounding. If I didn't hold my breath, I'd be breathing very shallow and very quickly. I'd probably pee my pants. And I don't know if I could think fast enough. I would like to think that with a little bit of practice and knowledge, this is the first thing that I would reach for as I'm screaming at the bear. And I would probably just be screaming whatever came out of my mouth. It doesn't matter because they don't understand. They just hear a loud noise, and it might be enough to frighten them off. And of course, you don't want to drop your backpack or anything like that. You want to make yourself as big as possible. If you have a coat, open it up and hold it open so that you look bigger, because a lot of the time bears will back down with a bigger bear. So just know what you're getting into. If you're going to be hiking or camping, boondocking in bear country, be prepared. Take care of yourself. There's some pretty bad horror stories out there of people who thought it wouldn't happen to them. And I think that's your first mistake, is thinking that it couldn't happen to you. I like to err on the side of caution and think that, yes, it's a very strong possibility that it could happen to me because I boondock, because I like hiking the trails. So stay safe, and I hope that you got a little bit of information, and I do encourage you to research further because, as I said, I am not an expert. I'm just passing on the knowledge that I have, and I've never actually been in a situation where I've had to use bear spray other than for Mr. Black Bear there. I mean, he was pretty vicious, wasn't he? He was pretty vicious. So I'll leave a link where you can find out how to use bear spray properly. I know there's one really good video that I really enjoyed, and it was very, very comprehensive and informative. And I will do some research on how to dispose of the used or expired bear spray. So don't forget to like and subscribe. I need some more subscribers. I'm up to 46. Yay. Thank you, my subscribers. I really appreciate you being here for me. And share with your friends. I would love to see more people. Thanks. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.